Yeah, the Ghost Survivors are really nice. It's too bad if you don't have internet, you don't get Ghost Survivors, because that's not in the game from jump. That's like an update. Yeah, but they showed a lot of love to RE2. I'm pretty happy with RE2, besides the beast scenarios, because they tacked those on last minute because fans were complaining about it, which the dude said in the interview. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy about RE2 for the most part. But RE3, I'll always be bitter about RE3. RE3 remake was it's just such a huge disappointment. Like, how does a game that came out in 1999, 1998, how does that game feel more open than a game that came out 9 months ago? How does that make any sense? And then Nemesis in the original, he didn't care if you went into a store. He would chase your ass down. In the remake, you go into a store, he'll stand outside the store and wait for you to come out. I was so disappointed. Whoops. Yeah, the 1999 RE3 is more fun, way more fun than RE3 remake. At least to me. And that game actually has content. The RE3 that came out in 1999 has Operation Mad Jackal. It has like 8 costumes. Has the randomizer. Nemesis chases you down and fucks you up. I don't know how they mess up. How did they mess the game up like that? Oh, you got scammed. I've heard other remakes have done that too by cutting things out. They should have saved RE3 remake for PS5. I feel like RE3 remake it would have benefited from being like semi-open world. That's basically how the original is. And then the new RE3, since the PS4 can't handle it, is so linear. Forgot to bring Rebecca. Oh yeah, the snowstorm. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, it's pretty hot. It's pretty comfortable here in Florida.
Come on.
Okay.
All right, now we can get some healing and, everybody start feeling better. No healing yet. This is looking pretty grim. But they don't have an excuse really for that RE3 being short. I think it's a hardware limitation why that game just came out like that. Because they had to nerf the zombies and stuff. I actually grew up in South Carolina, North Carolina, before I came to Florida. I came to Florida when I was like 11. But then I went back. I kept going back and forth between Florida and North Carolina / South Carolina. And then I finally stayed here around like 14. This is bad.
I'll go alone.
Roger.
Yeah, but RE3, I mean RE2 wasn't in like a humongous city. It was mostly in the RPD. And then people did cam, like they pulled the camera out so you can see everything that's going on. The RPD existed in like its own like little space. So they could do a lot more with that game. Why is he automatically an attack? He's supposed to mutate. What the hell? Dang, I've been all over the place. I've been to North Carolina, South Carolina. I was born in New Jersey. I don't know how long I stayed in New Jersey. There's herbs in there. Of course, there's an enemy in the way. But finally, I find a Resident Evil fan that lives in Florida. Why is it so hard to find Resident Evil fans that live in Florida? Why is that such a hard thing? Like, yeah, Resident Evil 3 is more, I mean, Resident Evil 2, like the RPD was like just a level, basically a level with like layers to it. Because I don't know if you realized RE2 Remake has like a dynamic sound. You can hear wind blowing through windows and stuff in the RPD, but when you go into the RPD as Carlos and RE3, all of that stuff is gone. The dynamic sound and stuff is gone. Because RE3 renders the RPD and the city around it. You have to walk to the RPD. Hey, cat. You full of old people, younger peeps that play mostly online games. Dang. Now, RE2 has good sound design. And they took it all out for RE3. Because RE3 is just too much. They should have saved it for PS5. That game lags a little bit on PS4 with the zombies in the background. I mostly play it on PC now. It's really smooth on PC. Juicy. I might pick up Zero for PC. Maybe. Why didn't that zombie get up? I need to give that to Billy so bad. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. As 3 is right now, it really makes me upset. It really makes me upset how they did that game. Because I started, believe it or not, I started with Resident Evil 4. Apparently it's a rare thing to start with the new games and then go back and play the old games and actually like the old games more. Within the fandom, it's like a rare thing, but that's what I did. I played Resident Evil 4. I got into the series on Resident Evil 4. That's 2000, that's around 2000, 2005. And then I went and played 5. I couldn't get enough of 5. And then there was a drought. And then RE6 came out. And then I went back. Well, before I got into RE6, I went back in time. I picked up Resident Evil 2, 3, Dead Aim, everything. And I played the shit out of those games. And I ended up liking Resident Evil 3 the most. Yeah, I have a humongous Resident Evil collection behind my green screen thingy. It is freaking huge. I still got to finish rearranging my room so I can move my collection onto this wall. So it'll be easier to get my games and I have to keep going back there. Yeah, I actually played RE2 and RE1 original back around the early 2000s, late 90s. But those games didn't do enough to keep me interested. I didn't even give Resident Evil 2 a chance. Resident Evil 2, I did the part where you run from the start all the way to Kendall's gun shop and then run through like the back alleyway, and I just stopped. And then my friend took over and I just watched my friend play it. And then a little bit later I got Director's Cut. I played that one for like almost an hour or so. And then the game was too much for me, like it was just scary. So then I tried to give it back to my friend or something like that, and then something happened. He scammed me and I ended up losing the game, and then the game I let him borrow. Whoops. That doesn't heal me. Yeah, but I got on to pretty much 4, Resident Evil 4. And I saw the commercial for Resident Evil 4. I got into Resident Evil 4. It was 4 or 5, then I think 1. I went back and finished 1, and then I got RE2 free from a friend who heard I was getting hardcore into Resident Evil. And then I played Resident Evil 2. To be honest, I didn't really like Resident Evil 2 when I played it at the time. I thought the game was really boring. Like, the story was really good, but there was like no enemies. There was no enemies on the levels.
Ow!
Forgot about you. But there was like no enemies, so the game, it was really boring until I got to the B scenarios. I mostly helped my brother with puzzles while he played. I'm not good at scary games. Dang. Yeah, RE1 was the game I just couldn't stand at the time. That game was too much. I don't like the A scenarios in RE2. They're so boring. There's no enemies. Like RE2, at least to me, the A scenarios, it's a lot of just running. It's a lot of just running around. This is just RE2 A scenario, just running. You run around, you get this key piece, you run to this other spot, get this key piece, and you run to this other spot and get that key piece, and it's just the A scenario got really boring. So when I first played RE2 and I was getting into the series and I got RE2 and I played, I was like, why is this game so hyped? It was so boring. But then I got this. But then I got this right here. When I got RE2 on Dreamcast, it changed everything because Dreamcast has Nightmare Mode. And Nightmare Mode completely fixed my issue with the A scenarios. So then I was having fun with the game, even though I was getting absolutely destroyed. I was having fun. And then the B scenarios on Nightmare Mode, that was almost impossible to do. But RE2 original, that outside of Dreamcast and PC, only thing I liked about that game was the B scenarios. All right. Like, the story is good. And the A, like, it's good. It's a good story, but the game is just, there's nothing that happens. Like, there's like a zombie. There's one room that has like 20 zombies, and then the rest of the game, there's rooms with like no zombies. Like, most of the rooms in RE2, the A scenarios, is like there's no zombies. There's nothing. Just a lot of running around. And I fell in love with RE3 because I'm more into action games. And RE3 had everything I liked. Not every room has a zombie in RE2. No. Not every room. I will help with horror kind of games with the challenges and puzzles, but I'm not good at playing them myself. Hey, now I want to see you stream some horror games. I would have put in RE2 right now and show you those rooms.
Judging from the age, that guy could be Marcus's
Our
son.
grandson.
Or grandson.
I know the truth. I've played that game so many times and fell asleep on my keyboard. Like, the A scenarios are just like, fuck off. Dang, you gotta stream. Why is it so hard to find Resident Evil fans that live in Florida? Like, I even went on this humongous Resident Evil Facebook, and I made a post like, is there any Florida fans? And I didn't get a single response. I just got a random dude said, oh, I'm in Georgia. Like, okay. Like, I just want to make some cool Resident Evil content with a partner. Like, I have all these games. I have the card games. I have everything. And I just got nobody to share it with. Oh, you're wrong way. So what's everybody's top 5 favorite Resident Evil games? Rebecca's still hurt.